is the editorial director of Atlantic Monthly and the former president of Random House. His book, and it's a big one, is The American Century. Harold Evans. Harold. Hey, pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming. Please sit. No, over there. She is a former Nixon advisor and the author of Nixon in Winter, Monica Crowley. Monica.
Hi,
How you doing? Good to see you again, hon. Her huge hits include For Your Eyes Only, Sugar Walls, and Strut. She's part of the Colors of Christmas tour, and she'll be at Harrah's in Reno New Year's Eve. Sheena Easton. Hey, Sheena Easton, what a pleasure. How you doing? Thank you. He's a puppet on Unhappily Ever After and the host of Bobcat's Big Ass Show, Bobcat Goldthwait, right over here. Always dressed amusingly. Always.
Well, you know, Gene Autry garage sale.
Is that what that is? Okay. Well, there was an article in yesterday's paper about what's going on at Glamour magazine that I wanted to bring up because it gets to something I have been fighting for all the years I have been doing this show. And that is, now today we have a balanced panel, 2 men, 2 women. But we do, I have to admit, have, in general, less women than men on the show. Not out of choice. We would like to. I would love to be surrounded by women all the time.
I've heard that.
You're right. But the truth is that women are less interested in current affairs than men, and I get blamed for saying that. But you know what? Politically incorrect is about not flinching from saying what is as opposed to what we would like to be. Now, Glamour magazine this week dropped their column about women in politics, which they've had for many years and took pride in favor of a column on astrology. And I just think it backs up my point, and it's not my fault. Women like...
No, it doesn't. Let me
I
just
think
give you
that's
a
a
point.
false assumption.
Don't knock astrology. Everybody in this audience... Everybody in this... Everybody...
I believe in it.
Nobody in this audience will admit to following astrology.
I follow it.
They all know their signs. And look at Nancy Reagan.
Right.
Look at Nancy Reagan. She followed astrology and she got Ronald Reagan to make peace with Gorbachev as a consequence of that. But just let me give you one answer about women in politics.
Nancy Reagan sums it up right there.
What do you mean?
Well, if that's an endorsement for astrology, but you know, when it comes to women being less interested in current affairs, if you have to look at Glamour magazine, which I am not putting down fashion magazines or magazines meant for entertainment, you cannot look at that and say, well, you know, if they've checked out their audience quota and they figure astrology is going to go down better than politics, that has got nothing to do with real women and what real women think.
There are 2 points here.
They know better about real...
Wait, there are 2 points. The point you made about women not being as interested in current events as men are, I think that's a false assumption. Many women are very interested in politics, or at least moderately interested in politics. The women's vote is very heavily courted by both parties, and women remain engaged in the debates and in the issues. And I think what Glamour magazine did is a symptom of something else, which is what Sheena just brought up, which is Glamour magazine bills itself as a woman's beauty and fashion magazine, not as a news magazine. And perhaps the readership expects some kind of escape through Glamour. They don't expect some earth-shattering insights on world affairs. If they want that, they can go to Time or Newsweek.
But yeah, I mean, judging women on Glamour magazine is like making a general sweeping statement, judging, you know, like if Club or Swank or Penthouse dropped, it's a political column, you know. I mean, I don't think all women, when they want to get their politics, they go right to Glamour. You know,
I mean,
that fascinating
why do you
article
insist?
If I want to know if it's a do or a don't, right? I mean, I'll buy Glamour to see if, okay, I just did a big don't. You know, maybe I'm wearing the wrong shoes with this suit.
Right.
But I'm sure not going to buy Glamour if I want to find out...
Your shoes look great.
Forget Glamour.
Are you sure?
Okay, forget Glamour.
You are an autumn.
Let me introduce the fact into this hot air. There's a lot of hot air here. In every election since 1960...
It's freezing in here.
Wait a minute. In every election...
If women are so
interested, dressed like Boris Yeltsin. In every election since 1964, women have voted more than men. Higher percentages of women have voted. So in every 2 to 3% more women go to the polls. That doesn't show they're less interested, does it?
Well,
I've spent 12 years looking into this fact.
Well, I don't know about that fact. You're not even American.
Well, I am.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just...
Wait a minute.
But why haven't they elected more women?
Let the record
They've
show.
had the vote.
Let the record show I became a citizen in 1993.
I'm just kidding.
And I'm a citizen too, even though I have
All
a
right.
funny accent.
Okay,
I'm leaving the country if you care.
like
Yeah,
any-
yeah.
You could set it to music.
But if they have, that they certainly are more of the population, and you claim they vote more, why haven't they elected more of their own?
That's true.
I mean, if 51% of the country was black, was there any
Women-
doubt
Why
Jesse
haven't we
Jackson would be
elected
president?
more of our own? Do we get much of, I mean, there's not exactly a lot of option as far as candidates go out there.
And also, the challenger is always at the disadvantage to the incumbent, and the incumbents are generally male. And both political parties, well,
Oh,
neither
that's
political
silly.
party really wants to get out there and support women candidates.
Okay, answer me this then.
see,
How come time after time on this show, where I'm here every night,
I noticed
okay,
that.
when we get into a heavy political thing, so many times a woman has said, Jolie Fisher said it the other night, this is boring, can we move on?
Well, that's one woman's viewpoint.
How
That's
can
certainly
you,
not my
how
viewpoint.
can
please,
you
what-
sum us all up with that?
And look, the history of American politics, which I say I've been writing about, is that women have taken the lead all the time. Most of the social reforms have been taken by women. Florence Kelley, name after name after name after name.
Why
in
is it
history.
even important that men and women have equal interest levels in every area?
Well, you obviously think it is.
I don't. I'm trying to argue that it's
No,
not.
but I think
Yeah.
that you're basing that statement on a false assumption
Glamour
that
magazine
that
thing?
women are not as interested in world events
They
as
are
men
not.
are. But
That
that's a
is
sweeping
fact.
generalization, Bill, that's not correct.
That
It's
is not
it
correct.
is correct. It's just not politically correct.
It
We have to
doesn't-
take a commercial. We'll be
It
right back.
doesn't matter.
754321.
Okay, we were talking about men and women and whether their interests are the same or even need to be the same. Another case in point. Last week, front page news about girls in school and computers. And there's a report called Gender Gaps When Schools Still Fail Our Children. And basically what they're saying is that girls are much less interested in computers. 17% of advanced placement is girls in school, much less than men. And the outcry here is that girls are being shortchanged. Something must be done. Must it be done? Do we have to have equal interest?
It doesn't
Is this
say-
a
it doesn't say-
conspiracy against
It
girls?
doesn't say that women are inferior or girls are inferior, if
They're
that
not.
fact is true, and I'm taking most
Well,
of the
it is
facts from
true.
you as being half true or thereabout.
No, this was in the paper last week.
Well, it
Oh,
might have
must be
been, it might
true
have been
then.
in a paper I don't regard with any respect. But anyway, come to this. The fact is that what
Could you
women
give
have...
us that list?
Yeah. Oh, the list is too long for
It's
you. to
not
do.
like getting it from the Inquirer, you know?
No, this was in USA Today.
How do you know?
Well,
Yeah.
because I write for him. We go,
No, women may have a different kind of intelligence.
oh, is it the USA
Exactly.
Today? I owe you an
Thank
apology.
you. Women that may have a different kind of
Yeah,
intelligence.
well, it may,
Why
be,
is
it may
that?
be superior
Right, but-
intelligence. in this,
It
in
may
this
be
sense,
superior.
In this sense, that men are very logical, computers are very logical, women's strength is intuition.
Thank you.
Oh, no. Ask my divorce attorney. He will tell you that is not true.
Which divorce attorney? How many have you had?
This is my third.
Oh, well, you need a computer for that soon, yeah.
I keep track of it. I have to say that see, I'm a mother. I've got a son and a daughter. My son's 4. My daughter's 2.5. Now, I think that we seem like we're in opposing sides of this, but we're sort of not.
I'm glad to hear it.
In the sense that, equal opportunities to be allowed access to things are important, but you can't. Yeah, there is definitely some things.
But they have equal Do you think they're locking the computers away from the girls?
The point is,
No, but it's not.
In the
the point
schools?
Is, have
I
you
think that
looked
the
at the
point is that-
software available for computer?
Oh, yeah, it only fits a penis.
No.
That's why they call it hard drives.
Can I just tell you that my 2.5-year-old daughter has a jump shot, okay? She does a one-handed dribble, and I'm serious. She will stand in the backyard with her basketball and practice her jump shot. My son could care less. He has the same access to all the same stuff in the backyard. He could care less. But at 7 o'clock in the morning, he wants to get on a computer. My daughter comes in and does it too.
What about you? Are you on the computer all the time?
Sometimes I work on it, yeah. I mean, I had a computer since there were dinosaurs, since they were, really big. But the point is that we are the generation of parents raising computer literate children. My parents didn't have to raise somebody who knew about a computer.
Right.
So we are the ones that are responsible for making sure that both our kids, male and female, are given the same access and the same encouragement.
You're not forcing if they don't want to do that.
No, I don't force my son to play basketball, and I don't force my daughter to work in the computer. But does this make my son any less male that he doesn't want to go out and play basketball with her?
And in school, those
your son
students
is
are
gay.
forced
But
to
anyway,
take.
no, I'm just kidding.
He does like show tunes.
He likes show tunes at the age of 4. Case closed, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a commercial. We'll be right back. All right, I wanted to get this today because I saw this on the news yesterday. I thought it was very disturbing. Now, we all saw the abortion doctor who was, I shouldn't say abortion, he was a doctor who did what is the legal thing in this country. You can perform abortions. Well, he got shot for it. He's not the first. Well, they showed on the news yesterday the website that looks to me like it was at least partially responsible for this. It's dripping blood, speaking of computers and what kids can see, dripping blood. And then it has the list. It lists all the people who are the enemies of this group of the, doctors, feminists, and so forth, who are pro-abortion. And it has a line through the ones that have been killed. And it encourages people who read this to send in personal information about the families of the doctors and so forth, where their kids go to school. Now, I know we have a First Amendment. You're a publisher. You're an author. This is important. Is this not where the line gets drawn at First Amendment bull?
I think so. The line has been drawn throughout history. If you look through history, the line is drawn when troop ships are sailing and you're not allowed to publish it, and you shouldn't do. And the best phrase on this, looking around this crowded theatre, I think everybody here will appreciate this. Mrs. Jonas Brennan said, there's no right to shout fire in a crowded theatre.
Fire!
No, but
Well, I guess you've made your point.
Harry makes an excellent point.
Still here.
Yes.
It's an excellent point. There already are some limits on free speech. Harry mentioned the fire in the crowded theater. Also, you cannot develop and distribute child pornography. And in the first case, in the fire case, if you do that, there's not an actual fire, then it's speech that's not protected because you may be inciting chaos or violence. And that's where the line should be drawn. I mean, I absolutely agree with you that there is...
child pornography, don't you agree, should not be there?
No, and that's why that's not also protected by free speech. So there are precedents out there that don't afford protection to certain kinds of speech. It gets very difficult to differentiate between the people who feel very passionately about an issue, whether it's pro-life or pro-choice, and then those extremists who go out there and take the argument to the extreme and go out killing people. I mean, reasonable people can disagree on the abortion issue.
but we're not talking about reasonable people.
You're talking about your issue is really the First Amendment issue about whether we should be allowed to distribute that on the internet,
this is so fuzzy, because it's so hard to differentiate between the people who are legitimately exercising their First Amendment right to free speech and those who are actually inciting violence.
Where you find a trigger between the speech and the violence, you can actually act against it. But it's manifest throughout history. You look what happened with Hitler. Anti-Semitic speeches, 6 million Jews dead. There is a connection very often between
They've done it with the same thing with gays.
Exactly.
Really the same sort of a situation.
Right.
Is if you create this atmosphere where you talk about gays as if they're subhuman, then somebody goes out and goes, it'd be a good idea to string one up.
Well, the whole history, as I say, is one of accommodation between an extreme right, and it's not a question of the Constitution, it's a question of common sense.
Yeah, but the people who we're talking about have none. That's the point.
Perhaps they should...
If they were the problem, we wouldn't have this discussion.
I think the problem, I don't know why the web isn't held up to the same, people can say anything they want on there, and they can be unaccountable for it. Early on we were talking about the computers as if they're a sign of intelligence. You know, computer is where a lot of morons get together, and that's what a computer is. You know what?
Is that where I've met you before?
Yes. Wow.
Right.
You have no idea how true that is. What are you wearing? I'm wearing a cowboy hat.
Right. And ironically, you were.
Yeah. Why can we? It's so bad to me. The fact that you can be completely, and you too. You take a lot of shots for the things you say, but you're responsible for it. You get attacked by other groups or by a critic or whatever, and I'm willing to take those shots. Now here's a forum where you can say anything, and it's as responsible as a bathroom wall. There's
Right.
no
You're
there's no
anonymous.
repercussions.
You're anonymous
and
and
it's
untraceable.
And people can. It's just terrible. It's I don't know why it's okay.
Well, it's not okay, but the reason that we can't really apply some of these First Amendment restrictions to the internet is because it's so unwieldy. I mean, you can restrict sites that originate in America, but how are you going to prevent a German site from entering your child's
You know what?
computer?
I can make a phone call to Amsterdam, and they're gonna find. I'm gonna get the bill. You know what I mean? If trust me, they know who, and everybody's talking to each other, and it's
Well,
just.
first of all, I mean, for example, on the internet, that's where the Clinton story broke. Germany and Amsterdam and those countries, they think we're crazy for pursuing it, so you wouldn't find it there.
True.
It wouldn't originate in Germany because they think we're nuts to be pursuing it to begin with.
Yeah, everybody thinks we're
Right,
nuts.
but you're talking
Right.
about a specific development in American politics.
Well, I mean,
But,
that's the most
you know,
important
if we're
thing that's
talking
happened
about,
on the
you
internet.
know,
recently.
abortion sites, anti-abortion sites, or pornography.
I don't think
mean,
overseas
those-
they do that either. I don't think that those abortion things would be happening in Germany
They
either.
don't happen.
Yeah, we're the cuckoo country.
Are you
okay,
sure
we got to
about
take a break. We'll be right back.
Not gonna take FDR Drive, are you?
Join us tomorrow when our guests will be Wayne Knight, Lisa Gay Hamilton, Juan Williams, and Faye Anderson.
Okay, you were trying to yank my chain during the break, saying, "Oh yeah," going back to our first
yeah,
topic.
we're maintaining on the internet. Apparently.
Just
But I have-
women,
I
we
have-
just want to clean up the kitchen. That's not what I said.
No, but I have a burning question.
A burning.
Yeah. I just want to know, are you a natural?